Welcome to the online lecture series on 8051 microcontroller. In this video lecture, we shall see one more problem wherein we have more than one loop. The problem statement is like this. Suppose MCS51, that is an 8051, it is operating under the control of external crystal oscillator, okay, which is 11.0592 megahertz. Find the time delay by the following subroutine. Okay, so this is the subroutine being given. So first we shall calculate the value of one count. Okay, so we have crystal frequency of 11.0592 megahertz divided by 12, you get 921.6 kilohertz. Okay, so one count will be equal to 1.085 microsecond. Now let us note down the number of machine cycle each instruction takes. So move R2 comma has 200, it takes one machine cycle. Similarly, move R3 comma has 250, it also takes one machine cycle. Knob takes one machine cycle. DJ and Z takes 2 and return takes 2. Now, in this problem, you can see there are multiple loops. Okay, if you remember the previous problem, we had only one loop here. Okay, so as said earlier, whenever you have loops in the code, first you have to calculate the time taken by the loops. And when you have multiple loops, okay, then first you have to calculate the time taken by the inner loop. Okay, so here the inner loop is loop 1. Okay, so first we will calculate the time taken by loop 1. After this we will calculate the time taken by loop 2. Third step is you will calculate the total time taken by this entire code. Okay, so when I want to calculate the time taken for loop 1, it will be time taken by the knob instruction plus the time taken by this knob instruction plus the time taken by the DJ and Z instruction into multiplied by the loop count. Loop count is in R3, that is 250. Okay, so the time taken by these three instructions into 250 will give you the time taken by loop 1. After this we will calculate the time taken by loop 2. What will be the time taken by loop 2? The time taken by move R3 comma has 250 plus, now listen here, we have already calculated the time taken by loop 1. So the time taken by loop 2 will be the time taken by move R3 comma has 250 plus the time taken by loop 1 plus the time taken by DJ and Z instruction multiply by the loop count. So in this case the loop count is in R2. You should be very careful about these loop counts. So it will be multiplied by 200. Okay, at last we will calculate the total time taken. Okay, now see here, time taken by loop 1, it is equal to time taken by the first knob instruction, time taken by the second knob instruction plus the time taken by the DJ instruction. Okay, multiplied by loop count. How much you got? 1085 microseconds. Okay, now afterwards time taken by loop 2 is equal to time for move R3 comma has 250 plus, now let's see here, time taken by here loop. Sorry, it is not here loop, it is loop 1 here, because we have already calculated the time. Okay, so time taken by move R3 comma has 250 plus time taken by this inner loop plus the time taken by the DJ and Z instruction multiplied by the loop count. Loop count now is 200. So you got 217651 microseconds. What will be the total time now? Total time will be equal to time taken by move R2 comma hash 200. See here, time taken by this instruction. Okay, plus the time taken by loop 2 instruction. Okay, it is a mistake here. Loop 2 instruction. Then plus the time taken by return instruction. Now remember here, I have not written here time taken by loop 1 here while calculating the total. Why? Because while calculating the time delay for loop 2, I have already considered the time taken by loop 1. Okay. So the time taken by loop 1, it is already coming in loop 2. That's why I have not written it, I have not written again here, and you should not write. Okay, so when you write time taken by loop 2, so loop 2 does also contains loop 1. Okay, plus the time taken by return instruction, what you get is 217.654 milliseconds. Okay, thank you.